have to explain to you that when someone does work for a company, the company owns that work. It is their intellectual property.
Enough of the corporate talk. Eric wasn't just any employee.
No.
Welcome, my dear listeners. Stay with me to get the spoilers first and subscribe to the channel. Let's find out what's going to happen on The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Brooke slaps Taylor after finding out a bad secret. The current spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful don't say that Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes will actually slap each other, but they do set the stage for one.
It wasn't. You're right. He was my friend. He was someone that I respected. I looked up to him for most of my life. So when he said that he had faith in me and what I was doing and that he was excited to be a part of it, I was so honored. He stood in this room and he said that we were going to stand at the end of the runway with our arms raised in victory. Those were his words, not mine. And then Ridge says what? He says what? Come on, Dad, come on back to your own company. Welcome back. And he goes and just leaves. Nothing. He hangs me out to dry.
In the most recent previews, Brooke is already on edge because spoilers say she is horrified by Katie's choice and blindsided by a big family decision. Taylor, on the other hand, is stuck in the dangerous Deacon and Sheila fallout that has everyone on edge. If Brooke found out a terrible secret about Taylor in the middle of the storm, it wouldn't be out of character for her to be very angry. It would be like a classic B&B explosion. That's why this rumor is so easy to believe. Brooke and Taylor have a long, ugly emotional history, and the show has never been afraid to put them in front of each other when the stakes are high. In 2025, Soap Hub called one of the show's biggest turning points a Brooke and Taylor showdown. In another recap, Taylor found Brooke in a compromising position that was clearly meant to affect Ridge. Their rivalry has never been small, polite, or short-lived. This is the kind of fight that can go from cold to violent in a heartbeat. Deacon Sharp and Sheila Carter are already making Taylor's world unstable. The most recent April spoilers show Sheila finding out the truth about Deacon and Taylor, then confronting Taylor in a way that makes her scared and even afraid for her life. Also, Deacon and Taylor are getting closer to going public with their relationship, even though it could be dangerous. One spoiler says they don't know they are being watched. That means Taylor has more than just romantic problem to deal with. She is in the middle of a dangerous area. That is where Brooke comes into the story in the most dramatic way possible. If the secret she finds out has to do with Deacon, Sheila, or the truth about the relationship, Brooke has every right to think Taylor has gone too far. The latest spoilers say that Taylor and Deacon are playing with fire, and the spoilers for April 13 to 17 show that the fallout is still spreading. If Brooke finds out that Taylor kept something important from her, especially something that could put the family in danger, it would hurt her head and her heart. Brooke's anger would not only be romantic jealousy but also moral outrage. The best way to think about the slap that people are talking about is not as random violence, but as the end of a very emotional chain reaction in the current spoiler cycle. Brooke has already reacted strongly to decisions made by her family. The show keeps putting her in situations where she has to watch other people make choices she thinks are dangerous. She is horrified by Katie's choice, blindsided by another one, and still a woman who has never dealt with betrayal quietly. If she goes into Taylor's world and finds out that Taylor has been lying to her, the slap would be the moment Brooke stops arguing and starts doing something. There is also a bigger emotional reason why the idea hits so hard. Brooke and Taylor's history is one of the most famous daytime rivalries. The show has turned their fight over Ridge into a full-time soap opera battlefield over the years. Even when they aren't fighting, the tension is always there. That's why the terrible secret is so strong here. Brooke and Taylor can quickly get back into old fights if they find out any hidden truths about Ridge, Deacon, Sheila, or one of their kids. The audience doesn't need much help imagining the worst because this rivalry has been building up it for a long time. If the secret Brooke finds out is that Taylor knew more about Deacon and Sheila than she let on, things get even more emotional. The current spoilers show that Taylor is scared of Sheila and the family is rushing to protect her. This means that Taylor is already living in a world of fear and half-truths. Brooke, who is looking at the situation from the outside, could easily think that Taylor has been keeping too much to herself for too long. In that case, the slap would be less about being morally superior and more about Brooke feeling that Taylor's silence has made the situation worse for everyone who is now trying to get away from it. Bold and the Beautiful loves to take advantage of that kind of misunderstanding. One person sees safety and the other sees betrayal. One person sees fear and other sees manipulation. One person thinks they are keeping the peace and the other person sees a lie that could tear a family apart. Brooke is the kind of person who acts first and thinks about it later, especially when she doesn't know the truth. On the other hand, Taylor is being written as someone who is already stressed out by Sheila's bad behavior, so she is not in the mood to calmly deal with Brooke's anger. The crash seems like it will happen. The current spoiler also show Brooke going through a different kind of emotional storm. She is horrified by Katie's choice and blindsided by other family moves. These bits are important because they make Brooke more likely to explode. Brooke doesn't stay soft and thoughtful for long when she feels trapped. She gets direct, defensive, and often very angry. That makes the rumor of a slap seem less like a made-up story and more like a natural part of how she feels right now. The show hasn't confirmed the action, but it has definitely confirmed the tense mood around her. The setting is the other part of the story that makes a public slap believable. A fight between Brooke and Taylor on this show never happens in a vacuum. It usually happens in front of other people when shame, pride, and family loyalty all comes together. That's why a fight over a terrible secret would be so perfect. Brooke hears enough to think Taylor has gone too far. Taylor won't apologize the way Brooke wants, and the fight gets physical before anyone can stop it. In soap opera language, the slap is not the start of the fight. It's the time when the fight becomes impossible to ignore. That tension is even worse because Taylor's current story has danger written all over it. Taylor looks like a woman who is in danger because of Sheila's confrontation, Deacon's confession, the spoiler that someone saw, and the family's protective reaction. Brooke might think that Taylor has been not only careless but also reckless if she finds out a secret in the middle of all that. Brooke Logan is at her most dangerous when she thinks she is the only adult in the room. BNB also knows how to take advantage of the human side of this. Brooke isn't just mad at Taylor because she is Taylor. She is mad because secrets keep changing the people she loves and the family she is trying to keep together. Brooke might read the secret as another example of how quickly love turns to chaos in this town of it has to do with Deacon. Brooke may see the secret as proof that Taylor should have known better than to let things get this far if it is about Sheila. Brooke feels betrayed and Taylor has no good answer. So the emotion behind the slap would be some either way. There is no reason for Brooke to suddenly become violent in the strongest version of the story. She finally reaches her breaking point when she finds out something that she thinks Taylor should have told her right away. The soap opera's A Terrible Secret is almost never just one secret. It is usually the first visible crack in the much larger wall of lies. And Brooke's slap is the moment she decides the wall has to come down. Brooke feels betrayed, Taylor feels attacked, and the truth is already too late to stop the explosion. Whether the secret is about Deacon, Sheila, or the danger Taylor has been sitting on. So the truth is that there is no proof that Brooke slapped Taylor, but the most recent BNB coverage makes it very likely that will happen. Brooke is already on edge, Taylor is already in trouble, everything around Deacon and Sheila is now a danger zone. And the Brooke-Taylor feud has been going on long enough that one bad secret could turn a fight into a very public, very messy slap in a flash. The bold and the beautiful knows how to make things like that happen. And honestly, this isn't just about anger anymore. It feels like something much deeper is breaking under the surface. And that's what makes this moment so dangerous. Because when emotions get this raw, people don't just react, they reveal who they really are. And Brooke might be closer to that age than ever before. I personally think this isn't about who is right or wrong, it's about timing. And right now the timing is explosive, almost like the truth came out at the worst possible second. And that raises a chilling thought. What if the slap isn't the real turning point? What if it's that comes after that changes everything? Could this be the moment their rivalry crosses a line it can never come back from? Or is this exactly the kind of chaos that pulls Riz right back into the middle? And here's something even more unsettling. What if Taylor isn't hiding everything yet? What if there's still another secret waiting to come out? Because if that's true, when this confrontation might only be the beginning, not the end. Looking ahead, I wouldn't be surprised if this situation spirals into something even bigger, maybe a public fallout that forces the entire family to take sides, or even a shocking alliance no one sees coming. So now I am really curious. If you were in Brooke's place, would you react the same way, or would you wait for the full truth before crossing that line? And do you think Taylor is protecting everyone or quietly making things worse without realizing it? Something tells me the next move won't be quiet, and when it happens, it might change everything in a single moment.